Hey, doggy.
The Pingjiang Road Historic District is one of the top tourist destinations in Suzhou. There are bridges, buildings, and even wells that go back centuries. Seen at the southern end of the road is a stele from Southern Song Dynasty showing the area's interweaving waterways and roadways dating to the Tang and Song eras. The two overlapping grids of canals and footpaths are what one of my local viewers call dual Chinese chessboard layouts that constitutes the soul of the city. Pingjiang Road and Pingjiang River form the central axis, and alleys extend perpendicularly from this backbone. Lining these alleys are dwellings that are partially rented out to small businesses but are mostly inhabited by natives who might have lived there their entire lives, and maybe their ancestors too. This is why you often see old folks who don't look like tourists walking among tourists, or walking their dogs on one of the many bridges. There are also a few schools in the neighborhood. For example, this century-old primary school is just across the bridge from Pingjiang Road. Thus, these alleys are worth a stroll if time permits, especially if you have a disposition to explore and record the more grassroots aspect of urban life. Well, the Fengmen Hengjie Wet Market is an even better choice in this regard. I did a whole series on Hengjie, a video is linked below, but Pingjiang Road offers more diversity in what to see and do. Check out my recent videos for some ideas. In case you were to saunter down one of the alleys in this historic district, you might encounter this shop, Mantou Baozi Pu, a specialist in baozi, steamed buns. From the line and the people in that line, you could tell the store is popular among locals. I will join in the fun and buy some buns for breakfast the next morning. In the majority of China, baozi and mantou refer to different things. Buns with fillings are called baozi, and buns without fillings are called mantou. But here in the Jiangnan region, all buns with or without fillings are called mantou. Mantou is actually a pretty ancient term. I think Zhuge Liang of the Three Kingdoms period invented the term around 2,000 years ago. Many foreign adaptations of the Chinese bun are named after the mantou. For instance, the Korean mandu or the Japanese chugaman. And then there are other foreign adaptations such as the Vietnamese ban bao, which derived their names from the baozi. If you've had one of those buns, hit that like. This store is called Manhaoge Baozi Pu, literally meaning something like pretty good baozi store. And most items on the menu are called baozi, like this one is the Jingshu Bao vegetarian bun. So the naming is quite unlocal in this regard. But I guess their buns are like pretty good and have won over locals because the line was long and consisted mainly of locals. So the popularity of this type of bun might seem unlocal or unexpected to some because such buns are usually not really associated with Suzhou. The underlying logic is that, as I've mentioned before, northerners tend to eat more wheat, while southerners, like Suzhou folks, usually prefer to eat rice. I mean, it is an oversimplified stereotype, but there are some grains of truth, no pun intended. Since buns are usually made from wheat flour, so northern China is often more associated with buns. But there are exceptions. For instance, in this greater region, including cities such as Shanghai, Wuxi, and Suzhou, this region is known for certain varieties of buns. For example, the raw fried bun, shengjian mantou, or better known as shengjian bao elsewhere. Near the Manhaoge Baozi Pu is a restaurant called Yaba Shengjian. It is a specialist restaurant that mainly serves the shengjian mantou. It's a local institution that numerous readers and viewers have recommended me. So maybe you consider giving that shop a try as well. Another variety of famous bun from this region is the xiaolong mantou, also known as 小笼包. But those buns are usually made from unleavened or partially leavened dough. But these are made from like thoroughly leavened dough. You can see like the dough is fully raised. This type of bun is normally not very associated with this region, but the shop does a pretty good job with the bun. I mean, it's very fluffy, very pillowy, and the fillings, I think they're pretty interesting as well. They reflect local characteristics. From what I could tell, I mean, they've included like some leafy veggies, wood ear fungus, and dry tofu, but I think also the 金针菜 Sichuan daily. This is, I think, is seldom used as a filling, but it is a popular ingredient for a summer variety of the local tuans and sticky rice balls. And the flavor profile is about on the sweet side, and that is very indicative of the local cuisine as well. I mean, sugar is basically used in like the absolute majority of Chinese regional cuisines as a flavor enhancer or flavor balancer. It's cooking 101. But the local like Suzhou Wuxi cuisine goes beyond that. Lots of outsiders think the local Suzhou Wuxi cuisine is excessively sweet. And sweetness is usually I think it's the most frequently cited reason why outsiders dislike the local cuisine here. But whether something is like excessive or not is pretty subjective. For me, I do think that Suzhou Wuxi cuisine is sweet, but in a delicious and satisfying way. Well, maybe you think so too, I don't know. Come to China when it's feasible, come feast on some Suzhou mantou and decide for yourself. This next one, I think it should be sweet by any standard. It's a roast bun. But before I dig in, just check out this decor. It's very detailed, it's exquisite. For me, this is very characteristically Suzhou. The Suzhou folks have long been known for their refinement. It's a fruit of the city's enduring affluence. And this sophistication permeates many aspects and details of daily life. Now take this baozi store for instance. I'm pretty sure these marks were pinched manually, and I think only for aesthetic purpose. But it's priced the same as most other buns. Like for them to take this extra step is sort of like a second nature. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. They deliver a wholly rosy experience. It's not just the bouquet that I could smell, it's the taste as well. Like the rose, the essence of the rose is just like thoroughly infused into the lard. Fabulously flowery. Oh yeah. Delicious, decadent. Don't miss this one if you come to Suzhou. What a sweet way to start the day, and a sweet way to end the episode. So I guess that's it for now. 再见.
And a sweet way to end the Pingjiang Road series. 再见.